Well, good afternoon, everyone. Certainly want to welcome you to the Alamo City here in San Antonio, Texas. This is the official press conference for the undercard of Davis versus Santa Cruz. I'm Brian Custer, host of Showtime Championship Boxing. Just 3 days on Saturday, October 31st, Halloween night, we've got Gervonta Tank Davis taking on Leo Santa Cruz. And you can see this mega fight on Showtime pay-per-view. It's a 4-fight card that comes your way, a pay-per-view event. And it begins and kicks off at 9 p.m. Eastern. That is 8 o'clock Central Time here in Texas, 6 o'clock Pacific Time. And it all comes from the Alamo Dome here in San Antonio. And, of course, the event is brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions. This will be the first major boxing event that will be held in front of fans. Yes, tickets are available. You can get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. And, of course, the main event of this fight card, this pay-per-view event, has the 4-division champion, the WBA super featherweight champion, Leo Santa Cruz, taking on the 3-time champion. He's the WBA lightweight champion, Gervonta Tank Davis. It is champion versus champion in one of those rare events in boxing where the winner walks out of the ring with 2 world title belts from 2 different weight divisions. By the way, to get you excited, to get you prepped for this big event, you can watch All Access, Davis versus Santa Cruz. You can see it right now. It's available to watch them on Showtime. You can also take a look at both episode 1 and 2 on the Showtime Sports YouTube channel as well. This event is promoted by Mayweather Promotions, TGB Promotions, GTD Promotions, and Santa Cruz Boxing Club. You can purchase the fight on the Showtime app. You can do it on your smart TV. You can also get it on any of your connected devices. Or listen, you can order on Showtime.com, or also you can contact your local cable or satellite provider as well. Again, when you have a major pay-per-view fight of this event, you've got to have major promotion. And of course, one of the major promoters of this pay-per-view event is Mayweather Promotions. And the CEO of Mayweather Promotions is the always fashionable Leonard Ellaby.
No. Ahí quédate, no te muevas.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Over our career in Mayweather Promotions since we first started, we have promoted well over 20 pay-per-view fights in the history of the sport. And I must say, from top to bottom, this is one of the most stacked undercards that I've ever seen. And that brings nothing but excitement come this Saturday night. To open up the pay-per-view, we have a outstanding lightweight fight. None other than Isaac Cruz. He'll be taking on the always exciting Diego Magdaleno. And again, that is going to be an IBF lightweight eliminator in one of boxing's most hottest divisions, the 135-pound weight class. And then we'll roll right into none other than former world champion Regis Prograis, who's always in very entertaining bouts. He'll be taking on none other than Mayweather Promotions' own undefeated Juan Heraldez. And these guys have been going kind of back and forth over the promotion. And, Juan has told me on several occasions that he thinks Regis is an average fighter. And I'm like, okay, well, you guys will get to settle that come October the 31st on Halloween night. And Regis has been doing his trash talking, too. He sent me a message over Twitter, and he said, quote, I can't wait to fuck your boy up. So again, these two, they have been going back and forth. This fight right here, I think, has the potential of stealing the show that night. Okay, and then we roll right into the co-main event. And again, this is the all-Texas showdown with none other than WBA super lightweight champion Mario Barrios. He's taking on Ryan Cowboy Karl. And again, this will be a very, very exciting bout. They both are trained by two highly respected trainers, Virgil Hunter, who's training Mario Barrios, and none other than Ronnie Shields, who's working with Ryan Karl. Again, ladies and gentlemen, from top to bottom, we have a very, very entertaining undercard. Tune in this Saturday night. Also, forgot one last thing. Also, we have a special feature. It's a USBA lightweight title bout, none other than Mayweather Promotions' own Ladarius Miller. He'll be taking on Michelle Rivera, and these two guys will battle it out. Again, we know, like I said earlier, the lightweight division is one of the hottest divisions in all of boxing, and these two guys will be vying for their position to potentially fight for a world title. Thank you.
Leonard, thank you very much. Okay, let's meet the fighters. Let's talk about these fights. Leonard laid it out. Stacked undercard. Very competitive fights. World title fight. Title eliminator. And in fact, the first television fight that you'll see on the pay-per-view. 12-round IBF eliminator featuring lightweights. You've got Mexico, Isaac Cruz, taking on Diego Magdaleno, IBF lightweight title eliminator. That's going to kick things off. Let's talk about Isaac Cruz. 19-1-1, 14 knockouts, just 22 years old, fighting out of Mexico City. Isaac, if you would, give the people a little update on how training has been going and what should they expect come Saturday night. Javier Jimenez will do the translation.
Isaac, antes de nada, quiero que des tú cómo estuvo tu preparación para esta contienda y des tu punto de vista de todos los puntos que hiciste para esta preparación.
Bueno, antes que nada, me siento muy contento por estar aquí en San Antonio.
Thank you very much for being here in San Antonio.
Una gran preparación de 2 meses y medio. Haciendo sparring fuerte, con muchachos aguerridos, con zurdos, diferentes estilos.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of sparring for this particular fight, especially left-handers, and I did a lot of rounds for this fight, and I prepared to do my best after my training camp, over 200 rounds.
Now let's meet the person he's going to meet in the ring. Diego Magdaleno. 32-3, 13 knockouts. Fights out of the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas. He's fought for the world title a couple of times. He's been in the ring with Teofimo Lopez, Roman Martinez, Terry Flanagan. Diego, give us a word about camp. Give us a word about what we should expect come Saturday night.
Well, let me tell you guys, I'm super happy to be here. San Antonio, I fought in Texas so many times. The Big T, I'm happy to be here. These are real fight fans, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. You can see it all over my face. It's something that this started back in February at my last fight when I started 2020 with the roar, with the blazing flame, you know, and I was the last fight with the crowd. Here I am fighting again with the crowd. You know what I mean? I'm back on it. So I'm relishing in it. I'm loving it. I'm loving the energy. I feel great about this fight. I'm where I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? I'm shining right now because it's my birthday. I've never felt this great. At 34, I'm going in the ring, you know what I mean? Title eliminator. The world's right in front of me. I have to go out there and grab it. And I'm loving every second of it. I'm super happy to be here. Super happy to be here.
Diego, I'll start with you because there were a number of people who had written you off, thought you were on the downside, basically, of your career, especially after the Lopez defeat. What does Isak and the rest of the world going to see Saturday night, though?
Something huge. You guys have never seen Diego on this much fuego before. It's something that I went to Bones Adams with. You know what I mean? I felt deflated. But when Bones picked me up and gave me a time and a date and a specific time to be at the gym, it was like, okay, he believes in me. That's one thing that I never stopped believing in myself. That's why I'm here today. That's why I'm here, because I believe in myself more than anybody. I don't care what anybody thinks of me. I earned this spot because of the amount of work that I put in it.
Isak, you're fighting a guy who's got a lot of experience.
Vas a pelear con un peleador con mucha experiencia.
He's faced a number of Mexican fighters.
Ha peleado con muchos mexicanos.
And he's quoted as saying all he has to do is break you down like he did his last opponent.
Y tiene que quebrarte poco a poquito como lo hizo con su último oponente.
Given that, what do you need to do to get a victory over Diego?
Dándote esas expectativas, ¿qué tienes que hacer tú para tener una victoria sobre Diego?
Yo vengo a pelear.
I came
Vengo
to
a
fight.
robarme la noche.
I came to steal the show.
Bueno, por la victoria.
And I come for the victory. ¿Algo más? That's it. He doesn't talk too much. He talks with his fists.
Diego, you fought for the world title a couple times. This fight's big because, listen, the winner all of a sudden steps in the front of the line for another world title shot. What have you learned from those big losses that you can apply into this fight to make sure you're victorious?
Exactly. It's something that I've gone over many times. Stay focused. Stay with the game plan. When you let the game plan go out of the window, is when all hell goes downhill. So stay focused. Be true to yourself. Stick with the game plan. Be smart. That's the only thing I could do in there. Be smart.
Isak,
Listen,
you come from a fighting family. I mean, your grandfather, your father were fighters.
ha venido una pelea de familiares, tu abuelo, tu papá y tú.
But what do you think boxing fans here in America are going to be saying about Isak Cruz if you get a victory Saturday night?
¿Qué piensas tú que la fanaticada de América van a pensar sobre ti una vez que tengas la victoria sobre Diego Magdaleno el sábado por la noche aquí en San Antonio?
Yo vengo muy bien preparado para dar una buena pelea contra Diego Magdaleno.
I came very, very well prepared to give a good fight against Diego Magdaleno.
Y bueno, a SHOWTIME vengo a darle un buen espectáculo a la Unión Americana, a toda Latinoamérica.
I came to get a very, very good shoot for Latin America, the Mexican people here.
Y bueno, y creo que no se olviden de Isak Cruz, el Pitbull, porque va a dar de qué hablar.
Hopefully you won't forget my name, Isak Cruz, the Pitbull, because I'm going to give a lot in the future.
So that's the first fight you'll see on this pay-per-view event. The next fight, a 10-round special attraction, features the former super lightweight champion of the world, the Rougarou, Regis Prograis, taking on the unbeaten Juan Heraldez. We'll start with Regis. Mr. Prograis, 24-1. 20 have been knocked out. Just 31 out of New Orleans. Now lives here in Texas. Fights out of Houston. Of course, he won the title from Karl Relic in 2019. Lost that unification fight to Josh Taylor in his last bout. Regis, if you would, give us your thoughts on how training has gone and what should we expect come Saturday night.
First off, I'm glad to be here, just like everybody else is. I'm definitely glad to be here, man. Training has been going amazing. The main thing, I just want to go out there and I want to prove I still feel like I'm the best at 140. I was number one for a long time, and I just want to go out there, and this is basically to get my belts back. This is the first step. You know, I know this dude. You know, he's coming to fight. But I've been just training my ass off, just differently focused, actually like living like a fighter right now. And I just, you know, I'm gonna go out there and do my thing, do what I gotta do.
His opponent, he's unbeaten. Juan Heraldez, 16-0-1, 10 knockouts, 30 years old. Fights out of the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas. Last year, knocked off Eddie Ramirez. Fought Argenis Mendez to a draw. Juan Heraldez, floor is yours. Give us a word on what we should expect Saturday.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, for this opportunity. I'm going to go out there and just show everybody what boxing is all about, the sweet science, and just hit, don't get hit.
Juan, I'll start with you. On the media call that you had talking about this fight, you said, quote, "This may be a step up on paper, but not skill-wise. He's had his time at number one. This is my time," end quote. Explain that to us.
I just believe that, you know, like I said, boxing is a sweet science, and if you look it up and see what the sweet science is all about, you'll look at my style and say, oh, that's the sweet science right there. So when it comes to just checking those things off the board, I believe that I have more checks on it, and you'll see on October 31st.
You still believe Regis Prograis is an elite fighter?
I mean, he lost to Taylor, right? And I don't think he ever fought Crawford at 40, so I think that would have been his chance for him to be elite. So that was my time.
Regis, first fight since losing the title, first time fighting on pay-per-view. You told Three Kings Boxing, quote, "Honestly, I don't think he should be on my level. I'm a former world champion. I feel like I'm the best in the world at 140. He's an okay fighter," end quote. So does that mean you need a stoppage to back that up?
Yeah, either a stoppage or, you know, just like a shutout, basically. You know, I mean, I think he's, you know, okay fighter. I don't want shit on him right now. But yeah, I think he's all right, decent fighter and stuff. But I still feel like I'm the best right now. And I still feel like I won the Josh Taylor fight. If it was here, I definitely thought I would have got the nod. You know, so if I would have got that, where would that leave me as the number one in the world? You know, so I just want to, like I said, go out there, keep proving I'm the best, and this is the first step. You know, I can't say if I'm gonna knock him out or what. I can't predict fights. Every time, you know, you sit in your room and you go over the fight in your head a million times, and it usually never goes how you predict it to go. You know, so I'm just go out there and do me, and just, you know, just go out there and show the world basically who I'm still here. That's it. I'm not ready to, you know, I'm not ready to put the gloves down. I'm not ready to. I train too hard not to be number one. I don't want to be behind nobody. You know, I used to pride myself. I opened the Ring magazine and I would be number one for months at a time. You know, I think it was like a year, something like that. So I want to get that number one spot. I yearn for that number one spot. I have to get that number one spot back. You know, he doesn't know how that feels yet. I don't even think he's in the top 10. So for me, I was that number one spot. I was that guy at 40. So I have to get that spot back. It's just something I gotta do, you know. So of course it's not personal. It's nothing, you know, nothing against him, but it's what I gotta do.
Juan, your response?
That's all in the past, man. It's in the past.
And let me ask you this, Juan. What do you believe a victory over Prograis says not only to the boxing public, but to the 140-pound division?
That I can box and I can punch. Everybody gonna be on notice.
Regis, last remarks.
All the pay-per-view, Showtime, I'm gonna do my thing. All these fighters up here, they gonna do their thing. We got a huge card. It's gonna be stacked. I can't wait. I'm going to go do what the fuck I got to do. I'm going to fuck this boy up, and y'all order Showtime. That's what we going to do.
Folks, you don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss it. Now we come to the co-main. It's the WBA super lightweight champion, Mario Barrios, taking on the hard-hitting Karl. We'll start with the champ. He's home. Mario Barrios, unbeaten, 25-0, 16 knockouts, just 25, from San Antonio, trains in Oakland with the great Virgil Hunter. Of course, he won the title by beating Bakhtiar Akhmedov. Mario, if you would, you're home. Your thoughts on fighting here at home at the Alamo Dome? What should we expect Saturday?
First of all, I want to thank everybody that's here right now. I'm super excited to be back home. I mean, to have my first world title defense here, I mean, what better way to have it, you know? Come Saturday night, I mean, it's going to be an explosive night of boxing from the first fights to the main event. But, I mean, I'm going to go out there for the co-main, you know, trying to steal the show.
His opponent, Cowboy Karl. He's basically home as well. From just about 2 hours from here, 18-2, 12 knockouts from Milano, Texas, trained by the great Ronnie Shields. He enters this fight on a 3-fight winning streak. All of them have come by knockout. Cowboy, if you would, give us a statement about what we should expect when you get in the ring with the champ on Saturday night.
Oh, you're gonna see a great fight. It's gonna be so exciting for everybody. You know, I think we are gonna steal the show because I'm gonna come prepared to do the best I can do, which I know is gonna leave me victorious. And so we worked too hard for this moment. We put all the work in. You know, I want to thank God for everything He's done for me and for this experience, for the opportunity, and I'm gonna seize it now that I have it. And so just tune in. It's going to be a great fight.
So it's been over 2 years since you've even tasted defeat. And since then, you've stopped 3 straight opponents. What's been the difference? That's number one. Number two, will the knockout streak continue on Saturday night?
You know, I don't know if it will or not, and I'm not real concerned with it, to be honest with you. I have one thing on my mind, and that's being victorious, being a world champion. Nothing else matters. You know, what has changed for me? I'm healthy. I'm injury-free. It's been a long time, a little over 2 years since I've been injury-free. And so it's a new start for me in a way. And, you know, I'm listening better. I'm doing everything better in my corner. My corner is the best it's ever been, you know, not just including me, but my trainers. And so I just expect it to be a very explosive fight and a very exciting fight.
Yeah. Champ, you know, it's one thing to defend your title. It's another thing to be a champion. Do it on pay-per-view. Do it at home. You're dealing with the requests, tickets. How much pressure is on Mario Barrios these days to not only impress come Saturday night, but generally people want to see a knockout?
I don't feel no pressure. Again, I mean, I'm fighting at home, defending my title. I mean, this is a dream come true for me. I mean, come Saturday night, you got an Aztec Warrior and a Texas Cowboy going at it. What better way to have a co-main event? And I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm ready. I mean, we had another great camp with Virgil Hunter out there in the Bay Area. And I'm excited, I mean, to just continue to show everybody why I'm the best in my division.
Cowboy, listen, I mean, you're basically from 2.5 hours from here, so you're close to home as well. What about in the amateurs? Did you have a sense that eventually maybe this day would come where you two would meet?
No, never did. Never crossed my mind. You know, of course, he was younger than me, about 4 years difference, three to 4 years. And so it really never crossed my mind. He was so much smaller than me at the time. You know, he had the height for it, but, You know, he didn't have the build for it at the time, and he's matured and he's gotten a lot bigger, and, you know, now we're same weight class. But it never crossed my mind. I never even thought about it, to be honest with you.
And you both say that you think that you guys could steal the show. Tell us why. Why do you believe it, this fight could steal the show?
I'm always going to steal the show. The way I fight, I come to fight. I'm exciting. I'm rough and ready. I'm coming for one thing and one thing only, and that's to win any way possible. Doesn't matter to me. And I'm never boring, never in a boring fight. Win, lose, or draw, you're going to get your money's worth when you watch me fight. So that's why.
Champ, I know you said you're anxious to get back into the ring. Last time we saw you, you got the win. But, man, you took some punishment. The fans there actually booed the decision because they thought your opponent had pulled it out. How different of a fighter will we see Saturday night compared to the last time we saw you in the ring?
You're going to see a completely different fighter. I mean, my last fight, I was able to show everybody the warrior that I am. You know, I stuck in there, you know, when things got tough. And in the championship rounds, you know, when it mattered most, I made, you know, some big shit happen. And, you know, come Saturday night, I'm going to continue, like I said, you know, to show everybody why I'm the best. Show everybody all the changes that I made, you know, with camp. And, yeah, I mean, that's really, really all I have to say.
Of course, I know there are members of the media who want to ask some questions.
We'll start here with
Ellie Seckback, E-News. Go right ahead.
Reporting. So, first of all, I'm excited you all are here. I wanted to know if you guys could tell me who do you think wins the main event and why?
Well, I told you numerous times, I'm going for Leo Santa Cruz. I think Santa Cruz has got the potential, the power, the strength, the determination to keep moving forward and breaking him down. So he's got my vote right there.
Juan?
I'm the main event. I'm going to win, but, you know, Tank's on Mayweather Promotions, so, you know, Tank. I don't really care.
I'm a big fan of Leo personally because I know him, and I think he's a great person. I think he's a great fighter. He's moving up, and, you know, he's going to fight a much bigger guy here. And I can do nothing but root for him, you know.
I'm going to lean towards Tank, you know, knowing about him, I mean, since the amateurs. I mean, I believe, you know, he has just as much boxing ability as he has explosiveness, and I think he's going to show it come fight night.
I got Tank. Same thing. I think I know he's the bigger man. I think he has the bigger power, and he can be slick and defensive if he needs to. So I go with Tank.
Isaac, who do you think will win?
Va a ganar Leo Santa Cruz por decisión.
Decision Santa Cruz.
I got one more question. Growing up, who was the one fighter you looked up to the most?
Well, when I was coming in, De La Hoya was on top of the world. You know, I watched him go down the LA Marathon. You know, on the what is it called? The float. You know, with the gold medal. So I mean, when he was winning the Olympics and he brought it back home to LA area, which it was home to me at the time. It was motivating for me. You know, someone from, you know, East LA just, you know, win a gold medal, which for me that was a dream. So that's what got my kickoff. And later in years, Mike Tyson ruled everything when I moved to Vegas and started boxing at Golden Gloves Boxing Gym, his home at the time. And you know, things like that. Two great guys who are legends in the sport of boxing.
Mine were Julio Cesar Chavez. Growing up as a kid, that's what attracted me to boxing. Was my father going to watch the fights, and then as I grew up as a teenager, I started watching Floyd, and his style was just, and the way he was, it took over, and Floyd and Julio Cesar Chavez.
As a kid, started watching boxing, really loved it. My favorite fighter was Ricky Hitman Hatton, you know. It's funny because I love his personality, I love his style, I like everything about him. And so that would be my childhood favorite.
One of my favorite fighters is Juan Manuel Marquez. I mean, you know, just being a technical Mexican fighter, you know, he could pick his shots when he wanted to, but, you know, when things got tough, I mean, he really bit down and made some shit happen.
I'm a historian, so that's kind of hard for me to answer. But number one was always Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, then Duran, and Pernell Whitaker. As a southpaw, you have to watch Pernell. It's no way. You have to watch Pernell Whitaker. And one more is Henry Armstrong, just how he broke everybody down, just beat them up. As a small man like that, I love that style. So I can't give you one, I'll give you four.
¿Por qué?
Manny Pacquiao y Mike Tyson porque son aguerridos, fuertes y porque van para enfrente.
They are like Mike Tyson, Manny Pacquiao because they give a lot of fight. They fight and keep coming forward like me.
So I know we're going to go to Zoom. Number of people who are watching. So I know we're going to go to Zoom. Questions. Number of people raise your hand. So I know we're going to go to Zoom. Questions. Number of people raise your hand. We'll make sure they acknowledge you and bring you in. Chris. While they get the questions from members of the media, don't forget the main event press conference will come your way tomorrow afternoon, right here from San Antonio. And that comes your way at noon Central Time. Noon
Mic check.
Central Time.
Mic check from Chris. All right, our first question will come from Jeremy Herridges with fansided.com. Jeremy, go ahead.
Hi, this question's for Regis. Regis, I know that your end game is to become a champion once again. As far as the business end, do you see this as a one-off with PBC? Do you hope for a long-term deal with them, or do you want to remain a free agent? How do you see this playing out?
That's kind of hard to answer, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of hard to answer about that. For me, I just that's kind of hard to answer about that. It's one fight at a time right now. That's all I'm focusing on. You know, I know it's the landscape in boxing changes all the time, and I'm not really worried about nobody except this dude over here. That's it. I'm not worried about nothing else right now.
Our next question. Our next question.
Jeremy, any more questions?
Yeah, I'll ask another question to Ryan. Ryan, how do you see this playing out, the aftermath? Do you think it's more likely that you and Mario end up going out for a beer afterwards, a rematch, or both?
Really doesn't matter to me. I'll fight anybody anytime. Just coming here to win this fight right now. And we're to win this fight right now. Not important. We're to win this fight right now. We're to win this fight right now. We're to win this fight right now. We're to win that.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, Jeremy. All right. We'll go to our next question. Comes from Keith Eidick with BoxingScene.com. Keith?
My first question is for Juan. Juan, do you look at Regis Prograis as a step up in opponents for you, or not really?
It's a step up on paper, but like I said, all that stuff goes out the window, and it's about boxing skills and toughness and all that. And I mean, I've been tough all my life. I've been boxing all my life, so I mean, I ain't stepping up to nothing.
How did you look at his fight?
Another question, Keith?
How did you look at his fight?
Another question, Keith?
Yeah,
how did you look
another
at his
question
fight?
coming in. Yeah, another question coming in. Yeah, another question.
Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead, Keith.
Juan, how did you look at his fight against Josh Taylor? Who did you think won the fight and why?
I didn't watch it. I only watched like 1-2 rounds. The guy he's fighting a southpaw, and I don't fight nothing like him. And I don't really watch the boxing that's going on. I just really watch old tape and learn from that.
Keith, any more questions?
Chris, this audio is going like on my end, so I'm going to tap out.
Okay. Thank you. Brian, back to you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Folks, again, the fight, Halloween night, Saturday, October 31st. It's a 4-fight pay-per-view card. Cruz, Diego Magdaleno will start things off, and then you've got Regis Prograis, Juan Heraldez, and then you got Mario Barrios and Karl. And of course, the main event is champion versus champion. Gervonta Tank Davis taking on Leo Santa Cruz, live from the Alamo Dome here in San Antonio. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com. Of course, it is being brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions. And listen, you can always get ready for this fight by watching All Access, episodes 1 and 2, available on Showtime. You can also check them out on the Showtime Sports YouTube channel as well. Make sure you contact your cable or satellite provider when it comes to ordering the fight. You can also do it on Showtime.com or the Showtime app. Now we're going to face off and have these fighters face off. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Of course, we'll see you tomorrow for the main event official press conference.
Isaac. Foto. Ponlo ahí, así.